Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. I am honestly so thrilled you're joining us today. Look, if you've ever stared up at the colossal mountain that is the UPSC Civil Services examination and just felt totally lost or, completely intimidated, I need you to take a deep breath. You are absolutely not alone in feeling that way. Today, we're going to treat this explainer like an older sibling's guide. We'll look at the data together and break down this massive, scary journey into a really friendly, manageable step-by-step climb. Because remember, every single IAS topper you look up to, yeah, they started exactly where you are right now. And I want to make a promise to you right off the bat. We're going to cover everything step by step, and I'm going to explain it so simply that, honestly, a 13-year-old could easily follow along and start preparing. But hey, even if you're 25 years old and already deep into your studies, this explainer is definitely for you too. We're going to clear away all that confusing noise and just give you a rock-solid, data-backed foundation. So, to make sure you know exactly what to expect, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll talk about starting from absolute zero. Then, mastering the daily newspaper. Third, we'll figure out how to choose your optional subject. And finally, we'll take a peek at your actual IAS career journey. All right, let's jump right into part one, starting from absolute zero. This is really the foundation of UPSC. Okay, let's completely remove the mystery from this exam right now. When we actually look at the structure, the UPSC CSE, the Civil Services Examination, is really just a structured three-stage test to recruit India's top government administrators. That's literally it. It's just three stages. The prelims, which are your multiple choice questions, the mains, which is a written descriptive exam, and then a personality test or interview. See? It's just a process, and processes can be mastered. So how do we actually start? Well, step one is totally non-negotiable. You have to decode the official syllabus, like print it out, highlight it, make it your absolute best friend. Every single topic you study has to connect back to it. Step two, and please listen to me on this, do not touch those heavy, intimidating reference books yet. Start with the Class 6 to 12 NCERTs. Those are just the standard Indian National Curriculum school textbooks. They'll help you build a super clear, factual foundation. And then only after you've built that base should you move on to step three, which is reading standard books like Lakshmikant for Indian Politic. A gentle, steady progression is the real key here. Moving on to part two, mastering the daily newspaper. It's all about reading with a purpose. Now, reading the news is a vital daily habit, but let me reassure you right now, you absolutely do not need to read every single word. When we compare the two top recommended papers, you've got the Hindu, which is a bit more formal, has great policy depth, and is fantastic for beginners who are just building their base. On the other hand, there's the Indian Express. That one is crisp, highly analytical, and really excellent for economy and science topics. But the golden rule here, just pick one. Seriously, choose one paper and stick with it so you don't overwhelm yourself reading the exact same information twice. Look, if you're spending 3 hours a day on the newspaper, you're doing it wrong. You literally have to skip the noise. Ignore the political statements and blame games. Skip the election speeches, the local city crime news, and yes, unfortunately, even the celebrity gossip. I know, even if you really want to know what your favorite actor had for breakfast, just skip it. Unless it directly ties to a major national policy, let it go. Skipping the noise is honestly just as important as reading the actual news, and it's going to save you so much valuable study time. To keep you from drowning in information, we've got a highly practical 60 to 90-minute daily budget for you. Spend about 10 minutes just skimming the front page for key national news. Then dedicate 20 solid minutes to the editorials, because that's where you'll really build your perspective and gather arguments. Give 15 minutes to the economy, 10 to international relations, and another 10 to science and environment. If you just stick to this friendly little budget, you'll cover exactly what matters without burning out. Okay, part three, choosing your optional subject. This is where you find your scoring leverage. Let's talk about the most strategic choice you're going to make, and it really all comes down to the number 500. Your optional subject accounts for 500 out of the 1,750 marks in the mains exam. Guys, that is massive. It's your ultimate scoring leverage. It acts as a true rank decider that can literally push you from being a borderline candidate straight up to a top ranker. Now, you're going to hear a ton of rumors out there, so let's just ask the big question right now. Is there a universal best optional subject with the absolute highest success rate? The answer is a reassuring, definitive no. There isn't. So please, whatever you do, do not chase trends or just blindly copy what last year's topper did. Because what worked perfectly for them might completely fail for you. Instead of chasing those trends, the data suggests you should use some logical criteria to pick your subject. First, look at your own academic background. Does it fit? But more importantly, check your long-term interest. Like, can you sustainably read about this subject every single day for the next 1 to 2 years without getting incredibly bored? You also need to look at resource availability. Are there good coaching and test series materials out there for it? Subjects like history or sociology are fantastic because they have a lot of overlap with general studies. But at the end of the day, the ultimate key is your personal comfort and your ability to master the material. Here is the ultimate secret of the mains exam. Vast knowledge does not automatically equal high marks. Presentation beats memorization every single time. It's really all about how you structure your answers, how you use subheadings, and how you interlink different concepts. And that right there is exactly why you need to start practicing daily answer writing from day one. Even if it's just writing 5 or 6 lines, just get into the habit. And finally, part 4, your IAS career journey, the view from the peak. All right, now for the best part, the actual reward at the end of this massive climb. Let's look at how this builds over a 37-plus year career. Starting at year 0, you begin with your probation and foundation training in the beautiful hills of Missouri. Sounds amazing, right? Then you head out to the field. For those first few years, up to year 4, you serve as a subdivisional magistrate. You're getting your hands dirty, solving real, local issues like land disputes and disaster response. Then, by years 5 to 8, you step up as an additional district magistrate, where you're supervising major developmental programs. As you continue up the mountain, right around years 9 to 12, you hit a huge milestone. You become a district magistrate or collector. You are literally the chief administrative officer of an entire district. After you get that incredible experience under your belt, you typically move into the state or central secretariat. So by years 13 through 24, serving as a director or joint secretary, you're no longer just implementing rules. You are actively formulating major national policies. And finally, we reach the absolute peak of the ladder. From year 25 onwards, you're serving in highly senior roles: additional secretary, principal secretary, and additional chief secretary. By the end of your career, around that 37-year mark, you could even become the chief secretary of a state or a secretary to the government of India. This is the absolute pinnacle of state and national bureaucratic leadership before you retire at age 60. It is a long, demanding climb, for sure, but the ability to impact millions of lives makes every single step of that journey worth it. So I want to leave you with this one thought. When you finally reach the peak of that mountain, whose lives are you going to change first? Keep your focus, stay consistent, and start your climb today. Thank you so much for hanging out and learning with the Explainer.